Hey, how are you? Welcome to Healthyish. Thank you for downloading this episode. It's your podcast from Body and Soul, and I'm your host, Felicity Harley. Tell me, have you heard of biohacking? It's kind of like do-it-yourself biology, making small incremental diet or lifestyle changes to make small improvements in your health and well-being. Well, I came across an Instagram post from tech and digital entrepreneur Taryn Williams. She's also the founder of Wink Models and The Right Fit. And her post was about how she's embraced this lifestyle into her days, her life, her business. And I thought you, like me, might be keen on hearing more about it. Now, we keep these episodes of Healthyish short because we put the long extended interview with Taryn, where she goes more in depth about how her biohacking lifestyle has helped her in business. And that's our Extra Healthyish podcast. So if you want to listen to that, just search for Extra Healthyish wherever you get your podcasts. Taryn, welcome to Healthyish. Now, you're into life optimization, or biohacking as a lot of other people might know it as. So can you just tell us a bit about what it is? What is biohacking?
Yeah, look, and I think everyone has this idea that it's like people with robot arms and that it's, quite intense and crazy. But really, it's just about trying to optimize your life. So whether that's through particular supplements, or a sleep protocol, basically any of the things that you can do to improve your energy levels, really change your body chemistry and enhance your body.
Yeah, well put. And it's just really a broad brush term, isn't it, I think, in many ways, life optimization.
Absolutely.
And something that we all probably want a part of. But you started with a DNA test. Can you talk us through this and what it told you about your health, and then what you changed and what you perhaps got out of that?
Absolutely. So before I really, got into this, I wanted to make sure that I understood deeply my DNA, and I had a whole heap of blood work done as well. So the DNA test was fascinating. I mean, they test for like over 1,000 different things, but I found out, for example, that I had a fructose malabsorption problem. I needed higher levels of vitamin B. My resting heart rate and ability to process energy at a resting level was lower. There was just so many different interesting, thankfully I didn't, uncover any really detrimental gene defects or anything like that. But it really helped me understand I have a carb sensitivity, a salt sensitivity. I need more antioxidants than the average person. So it was just so much fantastic data that if I didn't have, I wouldn't have been able to put a protocol in place that was going to actually work for me. And I think the same with blood tests as well. So important. For example, when I did all of my bloods, I found out that I had a really high level of copper in my body, which can be really, really dangerous and cause all sorts of problems, anxiety and depression and mental health issues. So if I hadn't known that, I would have been completely treating my symptoms, I guess, in the wrong way.
Were you healthy beforehand? What was your relative, baseline health and fitness like?
Yeah, look, and I thought I was pretty healthy. That was what was really interesting about it, is that I was doing all of the things that I think we probably all think we should be doing. I was training really hard. I ate really well. I was having big morning smoothies and things like that I was packing full of protein powders. And so I thought I was inherently pretty healthy and pretty fit, and, I slept well. But actually a lot of the things that I was doing were incongruent with the outcomes that I wanted. So for example, I was giving myself vitamin B injections, which I thought, wow, this is really great. This is going to be doing me all sorts of good. And when I saw an expert, a naturopath, with all of these blood works that I'd had done, she was like, actually, that's one of the worst things you can be doing for processing copper. So actually, you're doing yourself more harm than good. So it was really interesting to go through that process and figure out what I needed to change to get the outcomes that I wanted.
Isn't that interesting? Because you often think, I might try that because I've seen someone on social media do it, or I might try that because this celebrity's doing it, or this athlete's doing it. But really, is it working for you? So tell me, what did you add then? Like, what sort of biohacking things did you add into your lifestyle, and what changes did you see?
Yeah. So I started wearing a wearable, so a watch that I could track all of my steps, my resting heart rate, all of those things. I listened to an amazing podcast called The Huberman Lab by a doctor at Harvard who talks a lot about things like going for a walk first thing in the morning is actually way better for you than doing a really intense workout. It changes something in your amygdala, which can, decrease depression. I now do intermittent fasting, so I don't eat for the first sort of 8 hours of the day, and I just have lunch. I take a tea called yerba mate, which helps with focus and concentration. I started taking nootropics. I changed how I schedule my work day as well, because I found out, the peak part of your day for work is 2 hours after your lowest temperature minimum in your body. So for me, that's it's 4 to 6 hours generally after you wake up. So my best key time for work is sort of between 8 and 10 a.m. in the morning. So I made sure I schedule all of those things that are really important for me first thing in the morning. So, and then I take a whole bunch of supplements and NAD supplements and fish oils and things like that, and a whole bunch of things that are prescribed by both doctors and my naturopath as well, that are specifically suited for me.
And do you feel better? Like, have you optimized your life from this?
Yeah, I really do. I think I sleep better, which is, huge. And obviously one of the most important parts in trying to optimize your life, I think, is sleep. And I've also just stopped doing things that I thought were really healthy that in fact weren't. So, for example, having that big morning smoothie for me, that I was packing full of all of these things that I thought were really helpful, actually wasn't the right thing for me personally and for my body. So now I do intermittent fasting. I'm sleeping better. I work better. I'm so much less stressed, which has come down to, getting my copper levels under control as well. So yeah, it's been quite a transformative experience, I'll be honest.
I love hearing this. And I think that it's interesting that you've just tried different things and worked out what's worked. Just quickly, tell me about the nootropics, because these are big in places like Silicon Valley and a lot of startups. And how have you incorporated these into your life?
Yes. And look, you can go really extreme in these, and take things that are prescription only, like Ritalin and things like that. Or you can start with, really sort of, I guess, more entry-level things like vitamin B supplements, NAD nootropics that are the things like lion's mane, and you can sort of buy off the internet, NAD and nootropics that are a combination. They're usually called stacks, and they've got a few different things in them. And it's really helped me. It definitely improves my focus. I don't know if it was an age thing, but I was definitely getting brain fog as well. And so I think the process of incorporating them into my diet, taking supplements every morning, lion's mane tea has been fantastic as well, and yerba mate tea, which I take as well. It's just really helped me get that energy, get that focus, that clarity, and decrease brain fog. So
what do you think? Yeah, what do you think your top learning has been, say, that you'd like to share that has improved, in particular, your business? I mean, you're a successful businesswoman. How has it helped in that way?
Look, it has helped me so much at work. Definitely learning how to find that flow state and work in these sort of 90-minute blocks, which is what we're designed to do as humans, and breaking my day up with walks and those things have made me such a better leader. I'm so much more palatable to be around for my team because I'm so much less stressed.
Do they vouch for that?
And they will vouch for that. And it's just made our company culture so much better as well, because I really believe that, that comes from the top and trickles down through the organization. And it's helped inspire them to be better and want to do more as well. And I will admit some of my team have got into some of these things as well. And it's just helped us restructure how we do things in a day. So, for example, The Right Fit is a pure play tech company. We have a stand up with our team every morning. And we've moved that to be the very, very first thing that we do first thing in the morning of the day, because we know it's when we're going to be at our best. So just small changes like that as a company have helped us.
Taryn, thank you for sharing your biohacking journey with us on Healthy-ish.
Thanks for having me.
Wasn't that chat with Taryn interesting? And I think before you embark on anything like this, just make sure you check in with your GP first. So just to remember, Taryn's not a medical specialist in any way. She's just trying it on for size for herself. But if you want more from her, or if you want more, just search for our new podcast. Well, it's not really new. It's our extra podcast called Extra Healthy-ish, also from Body and Soul. And it gives you that little bit extra in your day. And we publish that every morning, Monday to Thursday. If you want more info about any of our podcasts or any other amazing health and fitness advice, jump on to bodyandsoul.com.au or follow us on Instagram or Facebook. Thanks again for listening. And if you have a moment, we'd be so grateful if you could rate, review and subscribe to this podcast. And until tomorrow, stay healthy-ish.